Guten Morgen, good morning, que calimera.
Good morning, Petra.
Good to see you. Yes, it's confusing because now it's James Dimitri. How you call yourself?
Well, Dimitris for Greek people that speak Greeks, and James for all the others because it's the
It's the same. Idio, no, it's the same. That's good. Yes, good morning. And we have the first people joining us. I'm so glad because today is the very special of the month. Like I do my weekly live, the OBM Quick Talk. And today it's time for the Certified OBM International Live. So like every month as you know, I'm a certified OBM, an online business manager. And yeah, what we do, that's what we want to talk about today. And yes, during my certification, I got to know James Dimitris, however you want to call him now. And I'm so glad because the funny thing is we are both in Greece, but we are just like at the completely different sides.
Different part of
Greece. Yes.
Well, you're in heaven and I'm the capital.
That's the story. So obviously today's interview is in English. Feel free to ask all of your questions. I will repeat that like frequently. And if you're struggling with a language, don't worry. There's nothing that you can do wrong. I can't say this often enough. Just leave your comments, leave it in Greek, leave it in German, leave it in English. We take care of the translation. And yeah, so I thought it's really interesting to talk to somebody who's here in Europe, who's, also facing that sometimes like nobody knows what an online business manager does. And then we have this connection here. And they're already the first questions. It's so amazing. So, but first, you might introduce yourself. Welcome here in the Certified OBM Live.
I'm really glad to be a certified OBM. I always thought myself as a pioneer. And I'm the first certified Greek OBM. And the only one as far in Greece.
So tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I started my career at early 18th. I'm 44. I've been working in the corporate world for too many years in the spa and beauty category. I'm a certified trainer for too many big companies around aesthetics and beauty products. I got my own beauty salon here in Greece, in Athens, and last year, early at the COVID crisis, I found out about OBMs. So I thought it's something that I did for so many years without knowing I was acting like an OBM. So I decided to certify it, and it was the best career move I could take because all this thing with COVID gave me the opportunity to grow my new business and not being in the category of people that they got their shops closed and they don't have income and things like that.
It's amazing because that means you've never worked like a virtual assistant like many people do, like I know, or the other amazing thing is you are a man, like you're at the moment two I know, two OBMs who are male. So it's amazing to have you here. But again, so many people start as a virtual assistant and then they are transferring in the role of an OBM. But your way was completely different. So you switched from an offline business due to the crisis to online and you directly took the full loan. Is that correct? Did I understand that?
Exactly.
Great, amazing. I love that.
and that's my niche. I like working with people that have a virtual business that want to transit it to online business.
This is amazing because, and it's so useful at the moment still, because I think after a year, everybody should know how important it is to have like also an online space where to present their business. And it's amazing that they can find you, helping them to transfer from this position to the other one. So I think I got certified in July or August or something. You were a little bit later. Is that correct?
I got certified in early November.
Oh, okay. So how did you find it? Was it like, for me, it was like 1 week without sleep.
No, it was not like that. It was easy for me because all the certification is something that I'm doing in my whole life. I mean, project management and economics and all these things that we had to go through our certification with was something that I was always doing. On top of that, as a Virgo, I'm always working in boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was really easy.
It's
I mean,
great.
I had to figure out about many things that should be done online, like how to organize my VAs and all the things that I had to think forward so that the project is going not to fail or not to have bumps on its way. But besides that, it was easy.
Great, great. So that means you are working with clients. Do you have clients, or maybe you can tell us how you find your way to clients? This is also very interesting.
Well, the way I found my client was a little bit unorthodox about OBMs. I mean, I started sending emails to big companies that they've got departments of backwork offices and too many virtual real-time assistants, and explained them that during crisis and all these things that we're living through, that parts of their company should not be working in actual offices, and that would be more effective if they work from home. So I had to write down an email explaining all the positive and all the negative about this transition. Sorry.
No
And
problem.
after that, I had to call them and book a coffee chat with them so that we can via Zoom call or Google Meet and have a talk with them and try to find out what they would like to do, and for them to understand what an OBM does, because here in Greece, nobody knows what an OBM does. I mean, there are people that they don't know that there are out there, there are VAs that could help them organize things in their companies.
So, but how's the situation so that people here in Greece, they know already what a virtual assistant is, or is it still like they get to know the situation about virtual assistants and what they can do?
If they don't work online, like Thrive coaches or life coaches, if they don't work online, they actually don't know what a virtual assistant is and what a virtual assistant can do. On top of that, there are too many. What I like to say is that Greece is the Middle Ages of online business management, automations, and all the things that can do online for your company. So what I found out up till now, I had almost almost 500 discovery calls with potential.
You said like you do coffee chats, and it was like 500 that you did until now, since November.
Since my certification up till now.
Wow. Because, I was just talking about coffee chats during the last 2 weeks and told everybody how important that is, and told everybody, like, try to have at least 3 coffee chats a week. And I remember we were talking about having like I think when we first met it was like 75
somewhere around there.
Yes. And now you said like, and even here, Melly's already like, she can't believe it.
I'm trying to have almost 5 per day.
5 per day. Okay.
But you need to work a lot to get there. My marketing strategy is a little bit aggressive, as I told you. I've mailed all the big companies here in Greece. Now I'm at the phase that I'm mailing companies that's up to 50 employees.
Okay.
So stage two. And as we're working online, the only way that we can meet the owners of the businesses that would like to collaborate with them is through virtual coffee. It's not
Yeah.
a pitching or it's not a sale strategy. It's just the way we got to get to know information about the people that we're going to help grow
Yeah.
the businesses.
So amazing. So your target group is like the medium-sized companies. You don't work. I mean, because for me, I don't know. Correct me, but life coaches usually have like more like a small team. You are working with those companies who are having a bigger ones because you want to help them to transfer from offline to online.
Exactly. I haven't worked with life coaches yet. I've
No problem.
my ideal customers is the guys the people that want to take their actual company and try to work in a virtual world, or
Mm,
companies that can coexist in two fields. I mean, they
yeah.
can have their back office and assistant online and the sales actual job.
Yeah, yeah. So, and how do you find those? I mean, Doro was already calculating this for us, like how much work you put in your, or how much effort you put in to get in touch with your clients. So, how do you find them? Like, do you search for them on Facebook or LinkedIn? What is your strategy there?
Well, I Googled them, most of them, and
Mm.
after that, I'm living in a city that has too many offices around.
Ah, okay.
Uh, I got the head office of too many companies here in Metamorphosis where I live.
Mm.
So I just had to make some calls and find out to whom I should email straightly, and
Mm.
that's what I did.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And then when you're working with your clients, what's your favorite? Like we have like team management, the marketing, the metrics, and the operations. If I want to separate in categories. So what's your favorite?
I think my favorite is automations
Mhm.
and metrics.
Yeah. Great. We would be a good match because I do the other part more likely. I love also the automation. But for me, it's also like on the marketing girl. So yeah, great. And so for what kind of automations is on there? Because we were in touch already. So for those who don't know, we are so well connected. That's what I love about the International Association of OBM, where you are signed up automatically when you become certified. Um,
Well,
and
that's the power of OPMs.
yeah, yeah. And it's
Actually,
always like, do you know somebody? Do you know somebody? And we are so well connected. I love that. I simply love that. And yeah, this is also how we got in touch. Mainly, I think because of the time zone. Because I don't know, when we are texting, so I'm like, I'm in the need of, but then in the group, everybody is asleep besides those guys
yeah.
from Europe.
Well, that's a problem because we're working in a time zone that most people don't know what we do, and everybody else is working in time zones that they need them.
Mm,
So that's another opportunity that I found out that people here in Greece on our time zone,
mm,
CTM plus two,
mm,
they're using online people like VAs and managers and things like that, that taking too long to reply, or they are not answering at the time that the business owner needs.
yeah.
So that's something that I find intriguing as an OBM, and
Mm,
that's something that I would like to develop here in Greece because I don't find too many VAs that speak in Greeks,
mm.
and that's another. market that should be
should be
taking care here.
Yeah. But how do you do? So you work, when you work for your clients, of course you work with the people that they have, but do you also have like your own team, or let's say like even a loose team where you say, okay, if I have a job, when it comes up to XYZ, I call this person, or how do you organize yourself?
I've got a more loose team. I've worked with a very good designer because sometimes many companies need some logos, some workbooks and things like that. So I've found out a great Cyprian girl that's a great designer, and we can communicate in the same level. We know what we want. I've got a VA in, actually, this is a rockstar VA in Italy. That's my unicorn. Everything that I need, I know she can handle it. I know she can handle it. And I got a great and exceptional ops manager that happens to be my best friend that helps me with things that I might didn't catch during my all the procedure that I'm doing.
Yeah, great. So
and of course I've got a great team of OBMs that every time I've stuck and I need to find out something, I just ask and they give me great ideas.
It is like that, right? I really love this, how well connected we are. Like we go in this group of the certified OBM, and you just leave one question and it comes just like you have to wait, depending on when you post, like 3 hours maximum, and you have all of your answers. This is amazing. By Google, I would not be able to do all that research on my own, and so qualified. And
we're like the dice. We're like the dice for businesses.
Yeah.
May the OBM power be with you.
Yeah. It's so amazing. It's Star Wars words. Okay. And especially from your position as a pioneer here in Greece, what would you say? What is important to have, or to know, or to get on the market if you're insisting, or if your intention is to become an online business manager, or for those who are a virtual assistant? And I'm sure there are some VAs from Greece here as well now, maybe in the replay. So if you're in the replay, leave your comments please below. We will answer all of your questions even later. And if you have a question, just people, you're so silent here, just maybe ask something.
Come on, hit us with questions.
Like this, I have to say something and it shows up. So there's a question like, do you work with enterprises from all over the world or just Greece?
That's a great question. Actually, I'm working with enterprise with enterprises from Cyprus, from Greece, from Australia, from Switzerland, and now I'm in talks with another company up in Sweden.
Well, so you're really like all over the place, right?
It's a little bit difficult because my first meeting is at 5 a.m. local time. That's noon at Australia. The rest of the companies are almost the same time zone with me.
Yeah. But it's so amazing when I see people here already, like, let's meet for a coffee, okay? And then they talk, and I'm like, come on, I'm doing meetings with 4 different time zones. What are you doing?
Exactly.
Especially when you have like the Asian part and the States, then it's like you're in the middle. The States are like moaning because it's so early. The other ones are moaning because they want to go to bed. It's funny if you have to organize.
What I like to say to people is that OBMs living in a time vein. We're living in a time hole because for some people we're already in their future, and for other people we're living in their past.
Yeah. That's amazing how you love it. How you say that. I love that. Actually, I have to say, like, I have a new team member from Canada now. Because I'm such an early bird. Maybe some of you people saw that. And for me, it was really like on intention to get in touch with somebody who's simply in a different time zone so that I can like know my business is running like and not 24/7, but a lot. So this is really helpful. But on the other hand, like you said in the beginning, for many business owners, this is it means that you have to plan your things, that you have to follow a schedule, that you have to set up your whatever you're using, ClickUp, Asana, or whatever is your project management tool, so that you can prepare, because you cannot reach out to a person like this and say, "How can you please do that? Can you please do that?" It won't work like that. Oh, how is your experience?
Exactly, and here in Greece, people believe that when they're paying for somebody to work for them, they got to be on the time, on the clock all the time, and that's something that's really frustrating for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, that's something that you should be really, how can I say it in a good way? You should put your limits and explain to your customer that for important things I need a day. For miracles, I need 2 days notice.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I usually explain to my customers that as it's online, the whole business is doing online, and maybe we've got collaborators that are not living in the same time zones. Some things are going to happen the next day, not at the same day, except from some really extreme situation, like if the page is not working or if the site is not
Yeah.
working, that's something to be solved ASAP. And
Mm.
that's I am trying to find developers and web designers and people that here in Greece and they're working at the same time zone, because if something like that happens, should be solved immediately.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, of course. And still, like you said, it's about setting borders and also to lead the client. It's not only about to lead the team that the client follows, but also like 360 degrees. Like we have to organize all of that. This is also something I really love about that job. And I was also facing one client who was always on a tight schedule or doing everything last minute. I simply set the how you say postulene, the deadlines. I just put them a bit earlier, like always like 2 days in advance, so that I
Exactly the
have
same.
my time to organize this. I don't know if that's working for you, but that was saving my
Now,
life
one
sometimes.
of my clients is the type of client that they're having visions during
Mm.
their sleeps. They wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and they mail you a whole new strategy about how things should be done.
Mm.
And he thinks that he sent the email at 3 o'clock in the morning, and like 8 o'clock in the morning, everything is in place.
Yeah, I mean, this is the visionary part, but we are the integrator. So yeah.
And I just explained to him that my actual customer is his business. He's not my customer. I'm here to
Mm.
take care of his business. So
Yes.
you've got to delegate with that and make things happen and work for everybody. You've got
Mm.
to have your team working at their most and be happy. You got your business owner to be happy for the
Mm.
results, and you got to stay insane
Mm-hmm.
so to make all that things happen.
Yeah, I love the approach, what you say, like we are the online business manager and not the people manager. And I think especially when it comes up to yeah, solopreneurs or those who are having only a small team, those borders vanish a lot. And we really have to help them to understand that we are there for their business and not for the person
Exactly,
itself.
exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the clarification. That was so important because I think this is something where many people struggle, because then they start like working all time, or for those who've been working as a VA previously, they drop back in the position of a VA, and they start fixing everything on their own because they think like, I have to finish this on time, just because they didn't set the borders. Yeah, so amazing.
I'm working with the operation manager here now at this moment with for a company that she feels that she had to check about everything from emails up to I don't know, web designs and photo shoots and everything. So she's now working approximately like 20 hours per day. And I'm trying to explain to her that your business is to be sure that everything is running smoothly.
Yeah.
It's not checking every part of the company. You've
Yeah.
got marketing managers, you've got automation managers, you've got every part of the company have its own manager. It's their job to check about everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. When I mean, I can understand that until a certain point, as an owner of your company, of course, you want to know what's going on, but it's also about trust and letting go. And this is, of course, where we find amazing people like you, who can give the people this trust and saying, the world won't crash down if you just sleep longer than 4 hours.
The company would be here even if you go on vacation, or even if you don't want to work. That's why you're paying some people to do the work for you. And
Exactly.
that's why we've got weekly meetings. We've got everything already designed for them, so that they can get off their business and live their life, or the most important, to do the job that an owner of a business should do, grow its company. So that's why getting in the middle and take care of the rest of the things.
Exactly.
Well,
and taking care of sorry, you go.
Sorry. Actually, it's a state of mind. I mean, OBMs don't fit in every kind of business. We fit only into business that the business owners have understand that their work is not to take care of their company. Their businesses should be take care of an OBM, and the owner should only take care of the growth of the company.
Yeah, exactly. And what really helps is if they finally understand that that a successful company is built on a system and not on the people. Like if I hire the people, let's say for my email marketing or for my website building, I'm always depending on those people. So my goal as an OBM must be to do everything that, in case of sicknesses or whatever, like anything is crashing down, somebody else can take over so that the system keeps on running. So in the end, if somebody, and there it doesn't matter if it's somebody out of my company who goes on a vacation or who is sick, or if it's the owner himself or herself taking a vacation or not checking like 20 hours on what is everybody doing. So this is, yeah.
That's why we built SOPs, and that's why we're taking all these automations in their actual business or their online businesses.
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning. I just pop in sometimes I have several things that are always popping up over and over again, like the standard operating procedure, or in German, like Standardprozess, where we just put in place like who does what and when. Actually, this is the description.
And how.
And all linked up. Do you and how do you do you work still with Google Docs, or do you have like a project management tool where you put everything in place, or how do you do it if it gets up to SOPs?
Well, I'm a little bit a geek on that. I've always keep my SOPs in Asana or in ClickUp or in whatever teamwork, whatever system they find easy to work. But as a backup, I always have them in the drive or as Google Docs or Word Docs.
Yeah, so do I.
Uploaded in a drive, so that in case something goes wrong or everything is going wrong,
Yeah.
have them somewhere so we can download them and
Yes.
keep them in track.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly. This is also how I do it. Like I have everything one time written down, which gives you also the freedom, like you said, just in a small sentence, actually, you said, but it's so important. Like in the end, it doesn't matter which tool somebody's using.
Exactly.
If you follow the system and the structure, anything can come. Like, give me Asana, give me ClickUp, give me Teamwork, whatever you're up to, doesn't matter. And because I have the feeling many people think they have to specialize on a certain tool, but that's not true. You need to understand the structure and the strategy behind it, and then you just can, yeah, you don't play ball, you can start to juggle because it's more fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. So nice.
And the part that I find really interesting here in Greece is that when I book a customer, I usually try to make them find a business coach and have some coaching for them so that they can understand that their life is not their business.
Yeah. So amazing. So amazing.
And thanks God, I found a great business coach here in Greece, and I usually give them the opportunity to have a call with her and find out how they can
Oh, this is great because I'm not
get detached from their
yeah.
business.
Yeah, so great. So I think like there are many people still interested in how getting in touch with you, and maybe you said like you are like really like I don't know anybody who did so many coffee chats in this small amount of time. Really like I'm good. I'm kneeling down of you. So I think many people can learn from you. I think it would be really interesting if later on you could leave us your I don't know if you use Calendly or whatever, your
I use
link.
Calendar, yeah.
Super. Then I
Well,
will.
through my Facebook page, my business Facebook
Yeah.
page with my name, James Gavriilidis, they can book
Yeah.
a call.
Okay. Yeah, great. Then I will just leave that there. I will put this in the comments so that everybody can make sure to get in touch with you. And like we said, like a coffee is just to get to know each other, to find out how the world is connected, what we can do for each other. So that's
Exactly.
amazing. Yeah, and I will also leave for you guys. I will leave in the comments one link that will lead you to a discovery call with me, where you can find out what steps can I take to become an OBM, to become a certified OBM, because I'm offering courses in German, how to enter the OBM stage and stuff like that. So and even when you are from Greece, because like the last 2 weeks we were also in touch sometimes, because somehow now some Greek VAs who speak some German are reaching out to me like, do you know somebody who can help? And I'm always like, yes, somehow, but there's this guy who knows like even more. So it's amazing to have this connection with you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me on this.
Yes.
Just one more thing, I would like to make clear that OBMs, certified OBMs, because too many people out there are saying that they're OBMs, but they don't have the training to become an OBM.
Yeah.
Certified OBMs are, we got our characteristics, our character, we got our knowledge, we got our background. So not every
Cool.
OBM fits every business.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a chat with an OPM, see how he thinks, how he or she thinks, how can operate in a business, and try to find the best match for a company.
Yeah, it's so important that you mentioned this, and I'm really willing to give this like a couple of more minutes, because in my coffee chat is sometimes where I say, okay, I know that you want an OBM, but you are not ready for an OBM in your company yet. You are in a certain stage. You have to have really the drive and the willing to automate things, and for this you really have to let go on like going just from day to day business. And it's so amazing if you and also other OBMs can take the responsibility and teach people and explain them when is your time for an OBM. This is so important. Thank you for that again.
I'm just doing my job. I'm training people to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
The first thing my coach told me is that when you're starting to building a business, the first thing you should do is go out and say what you're doing. I mean, people can find out what you're doing if you're not communicating it. But most people here in Greece, they don't know how important we are for the businesses.
Yes.
I'm not the kind of OBM that charges like 100 per hour, 2,000 per hour to do my job. I always keep in mind about what the company can afford to be sustainable for a long time projects is with me.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the people that you are going to help, because an OBM is a great help for a businessman or a businesswoman, you don't know how to help them, and they cannot trust you. We're not like people that getting into a company just for money. We're getting into the company and we're a living part of that company.
Yeah, yeah. We are leading, and we're like also developing the vision and
exactly.
we give the vision to anybody who's working with us. Yeah. So well said. Then this is like, I feel now I got reminded of many things. Thank you so much. That was really, really helpful also for me. And I'm always delighted to have you. And as we saw in the beginning, like we are even closer connected than I even thought. Like we know several same places. And I told you about my plans for the summer. And maybe in a couple of months.
Maybe we should organize something here in Greece for training business owners and make them understand the difference between OBMs and BAs. And maybe we should do something online that explain to business owners what they're looking for.
Great, like VIP days.
Yeah.
And then with a retreat character, like being here in Greece, because I know that many people think like, how can, especially now from Germany, but also within Greece, it's difficult to travel. So I want to make this clear for those who are following us here from Greece, that when you, of course, travel for business reasons, it is possible to travel. So and this is what we would do. I love that. Amazing. So I would say we keep an eye on that. I will book my coffee chat with you so that we can develop our idea.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then I only have to update everybody here. That's great. I love it.
I've got another idea that I'm working on at this time, but we'll talk it on our coffee chat.
Great. And I love coffee. It's amazing. Which coffee do we take? Freddo espresso or τι θέλεις?
I'm usually drinking cappuccino.
Okay. Thanks. Καλά είμαι. Good. So if there are no questions left, or if you just want to put your questions later on, do that. I will take care of that. Everybody gets their answer. Dimitris, thank you so much for joining this interview. Thank you so much for all these insights and advices you were able to give to us. I'm looking forward to all the coffee chats you will get now.
It was great for you to invite me, and I had a really great time.
Yeah, thank you so much again. So everybody, I'm wishing you a happy Tuesday. Let's get this day started. Somebody loves my Greek. So nice, thank you.
You're speaking, it's a great level.
Θέλω, είναι λίγο δύσκολο για μένα, αλλά καλά.
No, it's really good.
Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ.
It's not an easy language.
And so is German. So, but we do the German interview another time. No. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Thank you, Dimitri, again for joining us here. And I'm sure people will hear us because you are everywhere. You're on my page, even in my Facebook group. So people who are joining now this interview from my group, you can also reach out to him. And yeah, let's stay in touch. Let's stay connected and show the world what online business management is.
Exactly. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.